Okay, so once that we are done with this happy path, let's try to have a non-happy path here. So non-happy path, which is, so let's just copy this one, and so it should, so what I want to have to do is it should return false with a error message, with a message, let's say an error message, and has a status code of, well, 400 when called using post, and there is no text. So what I want to do here is, if I do this, let's say I don't have a text, so there's no payload that I have sent, or maybe just, let's say, done true. Let's just say I did this, but there's no text. What we should get is, instead of data, there's the let's say message, and the status code should be, status code should equal 400, and success should equal false, and message for now is should equal well, let's say should exist, if I'm not mistaken. So let's try it out. npm test. So there's an error, as we can see, that expected 200 to be 400. So let's just delete this, because we didn't sort of expect to have an ID there. It's supposed to show an error. So that means what I need to do is, you need to check if there's a text. So if there's no text, what it should do is we should not go through all of this things, and we just do this one, code 400. We return a code 400 and send success false. Let's say code is to do malformed for now, and the message is payload doesn't have text property. So given that, we save it. We then do an npm test and see if it works. Oops, something went wrong there. It should be this one. Should. So let's import should, in essence. Let's have it imported. I want to put it here in const should equal to this one. And let's just do this. Should exist message. Let's try it out. And there you go. So now that it has been set, we have created a working non-happy path. We should also add an additional where it should return false and has a status code 400 when called using post, and there is no payload, which means we do this and then we do an npm test. Now, of course, there would be an error again because there's expected 500. The code, our code doesn't work. And when we look at the message here, it's a bit convoluted, but it would say type error, message cannot destructive property. It's not a good English though. Cannot destructive property text of body as it is null. If we look at our code, it just means that the body itself is null and we cannot do this. So we add this one. And it means if it's null or this one, because this is null, this will be the default. And we do an npm test here, which what will happen is it will run. And now let's just check database. So it still has created only this one, and as you can see, we have two non-happy path. Now, of course, if we look at this setup, so if we look at the setup, actually we can create a little bit more better reporting. So we'll just add reporting. This one is better because we can see the file name here. If we add, let's say, logger is equals to false, let's just check it out if it will be more of just like the test. Yes, it's much cleaner. Let's just add false here. So that would be our way of just seeing only the tests instead of also having like the. So yeah, yep, that is how we add a non-happy path on our setup. And let's go to the next video.